You have progressed to number 1 in the queue. Excellent. And I'm not singing, there's no background music there. Alrighty. Why so serious, boys?
You haven't asked the first question yet, that's what I'm and we don't know who's getting it.
Excellent, excellent.
So we're ready.
Alrighty. So for those of you joining online, we are live from NY Wind Partner Connect. You're either watching live or you're watching later, which is fantastic. We are in Wellington, and we're joined today by 2 guys from the trade management or job management space around trades. We've got Service Mate on the left or right, which way you look at the camera. Kim.
Yes,
Kim.
That's me.
That's Kim from Service Mate, and we've got Curtis from Smart Jobs. One of these guys is a Kiwi, and one is from that other country.
Wow.
I'm in Wellington, I can do that. I'll get you back in Brisbane on the other side.
And we'll give you 6 minutes to work it out.
With our fish and chop soup, or okay. Wow, it's definitely the second day of the conference, and we are really having fun.
We'll have to ask your own questions.
Shall we begin?
Yeah, why not?
What is job management?
That's a very good question.
Nice.
And let me answer that. As soon as I get this fixed.
For watching.
Wait.
I haven't seen that. Alan Comedy yet.
Okay, Curtis, you want me to take this one?
Well, the suspense is building. So
it is. So let's try that again. Hey, Kim, what is job management?
Job management is really where you understand what's happening with your job, you're taking the details that relate to that job, and then you follow it through with all the information right through until you get to invoicing. And then I think in both our cases, we then pass that job off to NYOB for financial management, so collecting of the money, putting it through into the bank account, that sort of thing. So we deal with a job from first phone call right through the quoting and then turning it into a work order, managing the process of that job and adding materials to it, through to putting details of what was done, and then closing that job off and finishing the financial transaction in some form or another.
Yeah, fantastic. Curtis, is this something that is just for the trade space, or do both of you go beyond that space into, lawn care or, home cleaning or other areas?
Yeah, I think both of us probably have a wee bit of a focus on trades, but really job management is not specific to trades. It's really any service, probably services that are mobile. So everyone's got to book time. A big group log materials. Everyone pretty much schedules.
Yeah.
And of course everyone invoices and quotes. So yeah, people like lawn care are a little bit specific in that they've got a lot of recurring work. So that's something that they do. But yeah, so it's pretty broad.
And we've actually found that you'll find a lot of similarities across that job management space.
True.
There are also a lot of differences, and Curtis talked about lawn care, pool care. And the two that these have is that recurring nature. They turn up every week or every 2 weeks on a set formula. You have other clients that will want to have a recurring nature of the job, but it's not defined by a time period. It might be the first Monday of the month, or every 3 months, or every 6 months. So all those things are standard around managing a job.
Yeah, exactly. So it's probably again going to be different for the different types of industry. But what's a typical customer look like? Do they need to be a certain size where a solution like one of yours makes sense? Do they have to have like 3 guys with vans and someone back in the office to manage it, or is there something for a single guy who's trading by himself to use as well?
They can range. They can range from a single operator, so no staff at all, and up to, in our case, our sweet spot would really be 5 or 6 staff is good for us. Most of our customers are in the 5 staff bracket. We have lots of ones without any staff at all, but between 0 and 10 staff would be the major market that we deal with.
Curtis,
yeah, we're pretty much the same. I guess the key thing is that we're solving pretty basic problems: invoicing, scheduling, time tracking. So it's not rocket science. So once you get up to companies past 10 staff, maybe up to 20 staff, then some of the requirements become a bit more specialised. So they're more interested in tracking stock and inventory and that sort of thing. So yeah, 1 to 5 is the sweet spot.
And I know you were both talked about yesterday in the Essentials range, particularly in the gyms group. Is there a sort of service as well that works well in those franchise environments?
Yeah, I think so. A lot of those franchise environments they operate quite independently anyway. So really, the franchise is about marketing and a customer base in a certain area. So
it's about layering a tool that helps that business owner actually function their business better, be more efficient, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, that's right. So the fact that they're part of a bigger franchise is doesn't make any difference in terms of the problems that they're trying to solve.
So what about requirements for them out on the road? Do they need a particular type of device? Do they need a particular type of connection? Or does it run on, I mean, both of you are mobile, both of you are web-based, both of you are that sort of space, so they run on anything?
For us, we're Apple exclusive.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, we made the decision early when we set our price that we wanted to build a framework around that. Our price was 50 cents per job.
Right.
To be 50 cents, it had to be self-serve. To be self-serve, it had to be very easy to use. And we looked for someone who had both the hardware and the software on one device.
Right. Yeah.
And then we went Apple exclusive with that. It helps with training. Once they start on the job, they don't really have to say, if you've got this device, do that. If you've got that device, do that. But they do have to make a single decision up front to go our way, and that tends not to be for everybody.
No, true. Curtis, what about you?
Yeah, we're both Apple and Android, and across both platforms, the apps are pretty well identical. So, that's something that we saw as we wanted to do from the beginning. And really, we've been forced down that route just because of the devices that are in the markets.
Yeah, true. So one of the things, and it's interesting having two competing, but you guys have to get on well together on the stage. One of the key differences, of course, is you both actually have fundamentally different pricing models. So Kim, you mentioned your 50 cents per job. Well, there's a free layer, of course, but once you get priced, it's 50 cents per job, and then there's an SMS rate.
An SMS rate's 8 cents.
8 cents.
From an SMS anywhere in the globe.
Right, so that's for someone who's then SMSing the jobs to their staff or sending them out to even to customers, right? So I'm on the way.
If you send your jobs to staff, it's obviously free if you've got a data plan because it's the Apple range and they send their SMSs between each other for free.
Yes, that makes sense.
So only if you're SMSing to customers who aren't on Apple, I guess, it's 8 cents.
Okay, cool. And Curtis, you're a different pricing model. So
quite different. So a pricing model is pretty simple. It's $20 per user per month.
And that takes care of everything?
That takes care of everything, yeah. So you get full features. There's no levels or anything like that.
So, excellent. Questions from the floor? Anyone got questions? Other add-on guys who want to hassle these guys while they're on stage? Or any actually genuine questions?
Now remember, we'll be sitting in the audience.
That's right.
So craft your question.
We sit on a desktop as well.
For desktop, we use a browser. So works well with Chrome and it works the same with all the others.
Yeah, we're exactly the same.
Yeah.
So yesterday in the Essentials session, you may have seen Chris, I think it was, on stage. Chris and Dale, they were working in the browser, and you saw the lovely big map and the jobs showing where they are. That all works from the browser point of view. It was fantastic for somebody back in the office, right? Taking the calls, plotting the jobs, managing all that sort of stuff. They can do it from a web or app-based interface in both Office Group.
That's pretty important too, because one of the key things you get with small businesses, people are working from home often too. So if you had a purely desktop-based system that wasn't accessible at home, then that would limit the options.
Absolutely. Platforms, Account Right, Essentials. Both of them, right?
Mm.
Yes, correct.
Yep. And there's a question over here from Mr. Skinner.
Just a simple question. What about, I was wondering with the Apple, but is that step one? Or is it, do you need the
Apple, it's an app, and it actually, you can go offline, it'll store everything until you come back in range and pass it all on. So essentially, it carries almost all the information in the device away with you. So you can search jobs, search items, pretty much do exactly what you're doing when you're in range. It just stores it down for you. You don't even know it's transparent.
Is that a huge piece for your customers? Because I imagine a lot of them on the road, cell coverage is spotty across both Australia and New Zealand, especially if you get out of the rural, into the rural spaces. How important has it been to your customers to have that offline access to their content, still be able to, complete the job or see the information?
It's quite a funny question, really. If we didn't have it, I think it would be really important. The fact that you've got it means that they step over it. Small business just likes a bit of certainty. And the minute they've got something that lets them do their job, they just don't think of it. So all this stuff, you've got to give them what they need, even at some stage when they don't know they need it. They only tend to want to contact you when there's something they absolutely have to have that they're not getting.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm. I think a lot of it's about perception too.
Yes.
They like to have features even if they don't use them.
Yeah, we find that all the time. Especially that API thing. People want more stuff in it. And I lost my question. Okay, yeah, reports. What have you got in there from a reporting point of view? So the actual management of the business. What generate reports in the week, month, day?
We have all those reports, but I guess the one that I talk about the most is one that we call the job backlog report. The job backlog report, because we're building opinionated software, we tend to be quite, dictatorial's the wrong word, but very strict in what we'll let people change in terms of the features of the software. That gives us advantages in the end. The job backlog report is essentially 3 graphs. It tells you the number of new jobs you're quoting and putting in the system. It tells you the number of jobs you're completing, and it tells you the difference between the 2 jobs. So that top line, if that line's going up, it means you are getting more work than you're completing. You should either lift your prices or get more staff. If that line is going down, it means you're completing more work than you're getting, and you should be looking at either redeploying staff or doing some marketing or adjusting your price. What we're finding is that's such a simple display of a business, and it's consistent across everybody who uses our software. It's very high value without having to go into a graph that says this is your monthly, this is your win-lose rate, all those sorts of things. Here's one that you can see simply, quickly, and it tells you what your business is doing.
That's great. And Curtis, what about in smart cards?
No, we don't do reporting. No. Yeah, we've got a few reports. The key ones are time billing and billable rates. So if tracking time. So if a guy's only logging 30 hours a week, well, then we've got a problem. And if he's only logging 10 hours at a billable, then we've got a real big problem. So that's a key one. A lot of what we do in the software around reporting is actually quite live, so it's not writing a paper report, but actually having visibility over what am I doing today, what's on this, what's on this month, what hasn't been allocated out, that sort of thing. So, yeah.
So this is a question I actually have no idea what this is going to work on. Given that we're talking to partners here, and it sounds like a lot of those reports are actually really great for partners who are spending time with customers and wanting to inject more of a business, that trusted business advisor sort of conversation. Those reports sound like a fantastic platform for those. Are those exposed to partners? Is there a way for them to see that sort of information, or is it the business owner need to print it as a PDF or something and take it?
For our partners, we actually offer an overlay that sits across that with their client's permission. They can log in to the client's sites as a group, so they don't have to remember passwords. Nice. They get into theirs, then they get access to their partner's site, so then they get access to everything.
Right.
And this is so, first they can assist their customer and do stuff for them, add staff, change reports, do all those sorts of things. But secondly, so they can keep an eye on the business. And one of our add-ons, Kieran, is actually advanced reporting, and I don't talk about it to customers that much, but it downloads everything into an Excel, and then I suggest partners can do a pivot table in Excel on it, and it really shows the business in granular form over a long period of time, but it would then be a discussion at that point, unless the customer is really good at pivot reports. So.
Yeah, and yes, they're trusted advisors, so the conversation they have
that's what
experience to bring to it and to digest the information. Curtis, what about for you?
Yeah, we actually work exactly the same. So partners get access to all of their clients' accounts, which makes it really easy to switch account without having to remember multiple logins. And there's no charge. So we charge per user, but there's no charge to the partner for that login in each of their partner accounts.
So talking about that, what else is in the offering today for partners who are here who do come and have a chat to you? Are you doing specials for the day or for the show or something along those lines? Or
Yeah, we are. What have we got? So we do a partners get a standard discount of 25%, but I think today we've got a promo code which is MYOB90, which increases at 30%.
Fantastic.
And also the 90 bit is about we're actually giving partners access to the Smart Job system for 90 days for free, and that includes any of their clients as well. So,
great.
So what we're trying to do there is sort of have a no-risk offer, a good, decent period of time, so you can have a look, see how it goes, and then after the 90 days, hopefully you figured out this is a good thing, 30% discount, understandable.
And look, we're along the same lines. We're here looking for partners who can help small business. That's our primary goal. We have a code too that they can go and have a look at. ServiceMate software doesn't have an expiry period, so you can go on and download it and use it. It never expires. We offer 20 free jobs to all our clients every month to cover things like quotes that don't succeed, and really so micro businesses can get the benefit of job management without worrying about whether it's going to cost them anything.
Yeah.
For our partners, we're offering a job pack that will get them certainly probably 12 months worth of use of the service without anything, and then as part of signing up clients, they get a percentage of the jobs that clients do. So they can build a portfolio of jobs that they can then pre-package and sell on to other clients.
So a bit of a recurring revenue as well.
Yeah.
Any other questions from the floor before we... oh, yes. Hi.
I'd like to hear from both of the guys. What's the biggest advantage that businesses get from using their product?
Great question. So, give them a second to think about that one and go to Curtis. What's the biggest advantage for using Smart Jobs?
Yeah, I guess a bit like I was saying before, it's not rocket science. We're solving very basic problems, but as all small businesses, they're too busy doing the doing and not doing the business. So what we're trying to do is offer smart tools that simplify all those business processes like invoicing, scheduling and quoting, and really give back time, by really making that easy and simple and fast.
In terms of review?
Very good answer, that one, by the way. I think that small business just wants assistance. They actually want it right away. They want it without fuss, and they want it as simple as it can be. Our job management systems, and I think Curtis's and ours, are about giving them some of those skill sets in an easy way as possible so they'll become successful. For us, we focus on operational management and, as much as possible, cash flow management. So when we're talking about our software, we're saying let them get the work done as quick and as easy and as most efficiently as they can, and then let's help them get paid in the quickest time possible, because those two things are the things that send small business broke if they're not right. They're the things that accountants and bookkeepers can spend their best time helping small business. Every small business is good at the doing, as Curtis said. It's these other two areas where they need their help, and if we can do that, we'll build better small business, we'll employ more people, and obviously the economies of Australia and New Zealand, wherever we sell our products, will be better.
Cool, another one as well.
Are there specific areas where partners can really add value and also grow their business?
I can answer this question. I think it's probably the same for you. I guess the benefits that we offer partners in terms of discounts and in terms of job credits are not going to change the businesses of partners alone. So it's really about offering additional services, so implementation, perhaps some training. And, you know, we talked about the small businesses too busy doing the doing. Well, if they can pay someone to at least get them going in the right direction and set up systems, that's what it's really about.
Yeah, that's true. I think one of the things that we've done in our software, which adds a bit of complication until it's set up, is things like job templates. To make a business look professional and make their life easier, we have a template system that allows you to create email templates. We have a template system that allows you to create a job template for a specific client. So if they have specific requirements that need to go to every job, like you've got to go through the gate on the left-hand side, you can build a job template for that client so that every time that template's loaded. All these areas take a little bit of time and they take a little bit of thought. And a partner can do a very good job for their clients in these areas. We also have an online in-system form system that uses Word and it uses merge fields in Word to pull the data out of our software. These are quite complicated to set up. They're very easy to use once they're done, and they really will help the client. But this is a place where our partners can do quite well.
Setting up price lists,
yes.
multiple pricing lists, that sort of thing.
All that sort of stuff that small business want it done, they just don't want to do it. And once it's done, they realise they couldn't have operated the business without it. And partners play a big role in that.
I think that's one of the exciting things about the add-on space is that there are more and more services like this where partners can actually get actively involved in businesses and help with, you know, whether it's that high-level view from the reporting systems to building those price lists and building that structure. So, Lauren, you have a question?
Just a quick question. If someone's interested in becoming a partner, what sort of training is available online? We do some cool stuff.
Great.
Yeah, we do all of our training online, so we'll set up a go-to-meeting session, basically take you through an hour session and go through the basics. And pretty much one of the key things that we've done is made it so that the end user can figure these things out. So, no disrespect to the people that we're selling that software to, but people like you tend to be a lot more switched on in these areas, so it's going to be a breeze for you guys.
Nice compliment.
And for us, pretty much the same. So self-help, we do webinars for partners to bring them up to scratch. We have a little competency area where you can do a self-test, multiple choice, and just bring your skill sets up, and then the guys are pretty handy on the email and chats to help you through anything that's really a bit complicated. But as Curtis said, it's really simple, especially if you can focus on it. I think the issue with small business is they have so little time to focus. They understand they've got an issue, they want it done now, and they're quite happy to ask someone who they trust to come in and do that for them.
And I have to say, from other partners we talk to, and even customers of both, the feedback we get from a support point of view, from a, how we get up online, it's fantastic from both. The teams are always on the phone, always there by email, ready to support the account, which is great. From my new point of view, gives us confidence well, they're both certified solutions, so it gives us confidence to stand up and say, we stand behind both these solutions as well, which is really cool. So that's been fantastic. We've gone for about 25 minutes, which is great. I do have one more important question for you. Next weekend there's a little game with a oblong ball called the Better Cup. Who's going to win?
if we were going by form in the last however long, 10 years,
Yeah.
If you say
there's
anything
only
other
one
than
team in
normal,
it. We'll see, eh?
There you
Oh,
go.
politically correct, I see. Tim?
Mate,
Who's playing?
I'll need 6 minutes to work this out.
Nice. Excellent. Hey, thank you guys for joining us. It's been great to really sort of explore that a bit more and have some great questions to understand where the help is for, not just for the end users, but also for the partner channel. Really good to know that there's some options there. So thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks, Kieran. We'd like to thank our audience here.
Yeah,
It's been
very good. Come back next time.
Yeah. We're playing here all week.
Well, stay here for the next one. So next up is something
Super, mate,
that I read.
Yeah.
No, you're not. Who's up next? It's Cerebus looking at cash flow and Wage Lock looking at time and attendance. Cool. So 4 minutes in coming.
Wow, that's very good.